Hey, welcome to From the Collection, where I break out one of the PlayStation games from my collection and have a quick look at what made it in there. This time we have Porsche Challenge, a dinky little racing game that is basically just a big advertisement for the 1995 Porsche Boxster. There have been games like that before, so what makes this one worthy of being in the collection? Let's find out. Going on statistics alone, this game would be considered fairly dull. There's only 4 tracks to race on and 6 drivers, all of which drive the same vehicle, so driver stats are all the same. But it's the charm that makes this game a good one. None of the drivers have different driving stats, but they do all have personality, and will comment on each other throughout the race. They each drive the same vehicle, but each vehicle has a different colour and nameplate. The vehicles themselves are very nicely detailed for the console, to the point that they even animated the steering wheel. Not even the early 3D GTA games had that. You can choose between an easier arcade style of driving, or a proper Porsche simulation for a bigger challenge. And you can also decide between an automatic or manual gearbox. Then there's the tracks. We have Stuttgart, which has you drive on Porsche's actual test track. USA, represented here by California apparently. Japan, letting you do a race on a dirt track. And Alpine, a tricky set of sharp turns in the snow. As you can see, there's only 4 tracks, which sounds disappointing, but they did try something interesting with them. Each track has 3 variations: short, long, and interactive. The short and long variations, they change the overall route of the track, but the interactive variation combines both. Early laps will have the short route, while later laps will open up the long route. As this is an early racing game for the console, the game uses a checkpoint system, where you have to drive fast enough to make it to the next checkpoint before time runs out, which can get tricky with some of these corners. This game has 3 main modes. Championship, where you race through all variations of the track whilst trying to come first. Practice, which lets you race on any track variation you've unlocked. And Time Trial, which is the same as practice, only you're racing against the clock instead of with other drivers. This game can be played in split screen with a second player, and as is the case with so many early games from the era, Porsche Challenge has an abundance of cheat codes. So allow me to introduce you to Advocate's Cheat Hotline. Input the following cheats in the main menu. If you input them correctly, they'll show up on the Enable Cheats option. Let's start with the invisible car cheat. Square plus circle, then L2 plus R2, then square plus circle, then L1 plus R1, then square plus circle. Now you can pretend your driver is pretending they're in Speed Freaks. Unlock a secret character with the code right plus square, then left plus circle plus select. If your fingers can pull that off, you'll unlock the test driver, who drives a sleek black Porsche. They don't have much of a personality though. Now that you have Test Driver, try the code left plus circle, then right plus square plus select. This will unlock a new option called Tune Test Driver. This will allow you to tweak Test Driver's attributes. Let's take a look at the cheats that unlock all the track types. Select plus up, then select plus down, then start, then select will unlock the long versions of tracks. Down plus start, then up plus start, then select, then start will get you the interactive versions of tracks. And left plus circle, then down plus triangle, then right plus square unlocks the mirror mode.
Come on!
Our last cheat will be for high voices. Up triangle will make everyone sound like chipmunks huffing hydrogen.
Porsche Boxster is a completely new
Looking
car.
back, Porsche Challenge didn't have a lot going for it. With just 4 separate tracks, the game would get stale pretty quickly, even with all the track variations. But the game works as a quick, casual game with a lot of heart. It's perfect for when you want a short race to kill some time, especially if you really like Porsches. And like the title says, it offers quite the challenge, as you're not only racing AI that can get really tough, but also the clock as you rush to clear each checkpoint before time runs out. And that's why Porsche Challenge is in my collection. Well, that plus I just really like racing games in general. I'm the Advocate. I'll see you later.
Everything is new from the bottom up, but it carries on the tradition of rich sporting and racing history, that of one of purity and timelessness. When we finally got the go-ahead to do it, it was a car that everybody wanted. Every designer in the studio had this car in their mind, and one of a certain sort of like a logical. It was like a logical step. It was the logical car for Porsche to build. It was a chance in a lifetime for me, and I was really enthusiastic about it. And it's not. I was one of the lucky ones to become a car designer. The childhood dream and have the opportunity to work on the new Boxster.